Welcome to Storytales, where love for pets meets the pursuit of dreams. I'm Penny.
I'm Ray.
Here, we will be unleashing our passion for pets and share our thoughts and experiences as we journey through our lives as pet and business owners.
Today we will be discussing about our Bungee leash.
Alrighty, let's dive in and make some positive waves.
Hey Penny, so I heard there's a little debate going on with our product.
Yeah.
Which one is that?
The Bungee leash.
Oh, it's my favorite one.
I love the Bungee leash, honestly. My life has changed.
Hey, let me tell you a secret. I create that.
Well, yeah, that's true. Technically, yes. yeah, no denial on that.
Yeah.
It was Ray's idea to add the bungee in our product because she has cats.
Yeah, so can you let us know what happened? Like, why are people debating over the bungee leash?
Yeah, so when we're boothing out there and whenever there's a dog trainer that comes by our booth, they look at the bungee and they tell me, yeah, I can't train my dogs with this. But okay, that's okay if you can't train your dog with it. You know, you can kind of be a little bit more graceful about that, you know? Like, you don't
Do
gotta...
they give you like the look?
Yeah, they do. They do.
Oh.
They give me the like...
Oh, please.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know what you're doing.
I mean, I understand you're a trainer, but, you know, sometimes you don't gotta be, like, kind of, you know, putting people down on their products, you know what I mean? Like, if it's not for you. Mm-hmm. And, you know, when I think about it, yeah, there's pros and cons with a bungee, but, you know, like, we are aiming to create products for all types of pets and people.
Yes.
Right? Not everyone's gonna get a dog trainer to train their pets.
Yeah, I don't have the money to get a cat trainer for myself.
Yeah, and so I'm not saying, you know, it's bad to, like, you know, have a trainer. I'm just saying, like, everyone decides to, you know, raise their pets in different ways. And, you know, we're creating things that fits not just for Ray and I, but for other people who may like the bungee.
Yes.
And the biggest complaint we get from trainers about our bungee leash is that it enables the dogs to pull. Because, you know, when you're training a dog, you want to have full control over your dog's action.
I see.
And so, which I'm okay with that, you know, like maybe our bungee leash is not good for training.
Because they will get loosened, right?
Yeah, but like doesn't mean after you train the pet, you can technically use a bungee for long-term use if they are trained not to pull already. And it's just more for their safety and for their comfort, right? Because Ray, what's the reason why we decide to put bungees on our leash?
It's because of Bagel. Like, he's an active cat. Sometimes he go very wild. Mm-hmm. Whenever he want to climb the tree, he goes so fast. And then every time I just, you know, when I put back my leash, it hurt him.
Yeah, exactly. And so I have older pets and you know, I can't stop my dog from wanting to lunge at a squirrel or, you know, like bark at a person walking by and try to go to them because they're excited to greet them, you know, like, especially for small pets. Like, I know there's more well-trained big dogs that will not do that. But even if you train a dog to heel and, you know, walk in your pace, something's going to startle them. And I just don't like the fact that I'm tugging my dog and putting all that strain on their backs and necks and not giving that shock resistance or that alleviation on their bones and spine. Because how do you feel if you were being jerked to prevent you from going for something you're trying to go towards? Yeah. And what will that do to your bones, right?
Yes. But Penny, you do remember, right? There's one time I told you one day we were gonna, you know, face some trainer that gonna dislike the bungee. Yeah,
exactly.
I did told you this is a problem that we will need to answer.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it's okay to not use a bungee to train a dog, you know? That's the training phase. That's when they're puppies, right? But as you're done training them, I don't think it will hurt. At least that's my own opinion. I don't think it would hurt to convert into a bungee once they're trained. You know, whether or not you train your pet, I think the bungee's great because, like, it's a way to alleviate tension. Yeah.
Do you want to know why I really want to make the bungee leash? let me tell you, like when I first trying to train Bagel, I actually watch a lot of trainers' videos. And then there's a certain way how they handle their leashes. It is very cool. Like people, you can go watch YouTube. There's a lot of people showing you how. And the way they hold their leashes, you know, you can get full control over the pet, like Penny mentioned. But then the thing is, in reality, there's one time I was like very confident because I've been practicing with my leash with Bagel at home. And then on our first outing, he went crazy.
Oh, wow.
And guess what happened?
What happened?
I forgot how to hold my leashes because I'm not professional.
Yeah, like,
I'm not a professional trainer.
Yeah, that's true. You're not the trainer.
Yes.
You're just someone learning.
And even though I already been practicing with a month, you know, indoor, I thought I'm like overconfident. I was like, yeah, I got this. You know, I've been doing that. You know, when things happen, I didn't know how to react. The first thing I was like pulling my leash just like regular people.
You know, that's a good point. Like,
and then that's when I see that Bagel got kind of choked by the collar, and I was like, okay, so the basic leash is not gonna work for me, and then I don't think I'm gonna master the training, how to hold the leash correctly, like the trainer.
Especially like you bring up a good point, because in the spur of the moment, like, you're gonna react to whatever you react. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna think about, okay, what did I learn in this training to like properly, you know, handle my pet, you know? Especially when it comes to a cat, right?
Yes.
I mean, like I said, even for dogs, no matter how well trained a dog is, something can trigger them.
Yes.
You know, an environmental factor or someone or something can trigger them. And you can't prevent every case scenario. I think, you know, whether or not you choose to use a bungee leash, you have to kind of just consider, what do you think you can use best for yourself, right? Trainer or not.
Yes.
You know, if you think you don't need a bungee, great. If you think you need a bungee, great. You know?
Yes, exactly. And this is why like Penny invented the emergency handle, because she has, you know, experience handle big dog, and then the dog was pulling so hard it hurt her, you know, hand.
Yeah, it did hurt my hand. Like, it was like a leather leash. You know, I had a handle already, but the grip, it was so hard because the dog is way stronger than me.
Yes.
I mean, and I was starting to get carpal tunnel in my hands, you know, like, and it's like, you know, using all my strength and then getting carpal tunnel. It's like, you know, do I let go or do I like keep holding on?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Like, this is why, you know, our system is built for different people's and different need. And we try to promote like you train your pet as your own, you know, styles, right?
Yeah,
we
your own style.
Because everyone has different lifestyles, everyone has different habits. Like, you know, Penny, I don't know what you like to do with your puppy, but I like to go, you know, out with my cat in the big parks. And then wherever they go see those giant tree, the first thing they want to do is climb the tree, because that's how cats are, right? They like to go the higher point. And this is why I love Bungee leash, because he can go as high as he want. At the same time, I have the control, and then I also know there's extra, you know, resistance can protect him as well if he go too far.
Yeah, and also I feel like our bungee leash is not like so bungee to the point where you don't have control. Like,
it's very dense.
Yeah,
it's a dense bungee.
It's a dense bungee, and so you have control still, but yet it helps alleviate the tension at the same time. So I know it's hard to kind of feel that element in our online product, but if you ever are in the area when we are boothing in an event, you know, you can always test it, right? Like, we are happy for people to test it out, and our bungee is not the same as every bungee you see out there. And I think this is the first time I've seen our bungee compared to the ones you see on other, you know, pet products, because the other ones I see are very stretchy.
Yeah, very stretchy, very loose. And I actually tried one of them before. It doesn't work. It actually works just like a regular leash.
Yeah, and some people go like, oh, you know, I just don't like bungee. But the thing is, you haven't even tested our bungee. You don't even know the actual, like, how it pulls, because, like you said, it's more dense compared to our regular bungee. It's not like it's so stretchy, it's like slinging, you know, slingshotting the pet. It's not, you know. But
that's why we say don't judge the book by the cover.
Yeah, like I remember there's a customer who had like pets that run everywhere, lunges at everything.
Oh, wow.
But the moment she pulled him, it was like smooth. He was just like, ooh, floating back, like, ooh, rather than
small dog.
It was like a medium-sized dog. One was like a Yorkie and one was like a mix. Like maybe like a poodle mix.
So how does she like it?
She loved it. She even got a padding just so like it's more comfortable with two dogs.
Yes.
Like even though they're small pets, she needed the padding because they're dogs that like to pull, and she never got them trained. And most people don't get their pets trained unless they are really invested and has the extra money to do it. But I think our leash is good for people who don't have the time to train but still want to be able to have somewhat of a control of their pet. So I wouldn't say Bungee gives you no control. It just depends on the type of bungee leash you have and how you work with your pet.
But I also think there's other trainer will probably like our bungee leash.
Yeah,
just
I
that
think so
we
too.
haven't met, but then the one that we have encountered, still believe the traditional leashes is the best way to go.
And I also would love to see trainers try out, give feedback of all types of leashes, right? Because I know you're stuck to one type, but is that the type that you are just used to, or is it because it's really what's the best out there, right?
Yeah, if you are a trainer out there and then you heard this episode, can you guys please reach out to us to give us some feedback, because we do want to know, your opinions from your perspective.
Yeah, we want to learn and understand this.
Yeah,
because
why do you guys choose a basic leash?
Yeah, because I've tried retractable, I've tried regular nylon, I've tried ropes, I've tried what do you call those? The
leather one you mentioned.
Yeah, the leather one. I've tried a bunch. I've had multi ones too that's made out of foam and stuff, but I can only use it when there's two pets. I can't use it one at a time, so.
Have you tried the metal one? I've seen people use
No, it's just too heavy for my small dogs.
Yeah.
And, my dad's German Shepherd, didn't need that either. I think that's more for really, really big, tough, strong dogs, which I haven't really had in my life. I've only had I had big dogs, but they're not like that, Yeah. So yeah, I would love to understand more on why you choose only a regular nylon and have more feedback on the other
flat
ones.
kind. You guys use a special kind. It's the flat basic one.
And another thing that irks me a lot is because I get carpal tunnel because of not stretching my fingers enough because I'm always on the computer working. It irks me to see the whole hand twisting on the leash thing.
Yes,
it really irks me. It's because I've experienced where when a dog pulls, that thing is cutting off my circulation, hurting my hands, and I hate that. I feel like it's gonna give me arthritis, and I'm
too young to have that.
No, I mean that's what I'm afraid of. You know what I mean? Or it's gonna amputate my fingers or something if something bad happens. Yeah,
another thing, because you mentioned you retract the basic leash, right? Remember, there's also another trainer's technique is whenever the dog want to run out, you have to retract. Mm-hmm. Do you really remember how to retract it?
No.
In your brain when your dog is trying to fly out?
No. I know. I just think people.
I did not have the reaction when Bagel was taking off. I was like, oh my god.
It's more I'm trying to grab my cat now,
Yes.
not the leash.
Yeah, my first instinct was I need to pull the cat close to me so I can grab him. It was never retracting my leashes.
Yeah. Even just regularly seeing people walk. I went to a dog event yesterday, literally, and everyone has the freaking leash wrapped around their hands, and every few minutes you see them walking, they do it again. They wrap more and more and more, and I'm just
because that's how you get control. You bring the pet closer. That's
but the thing is, I feel like there needs to be a balance between your pet's safety and also your safety.
Yeah.
I feel like what we don't we will regret the moment something bad happens to ourselves. And that's another reason why we design the leashes we do, is because not only a good way to help with the tension and safety of the pets, but also the people who are holding on to these leashes to, protect their pets, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things to consider rather than just being able to train your pet, if you think about it.
I'm not saying I'm the best trainer for my cats, and my
me
cat
neither.
is super well trained. But at least I'm comfortable to use my bungee leash and to know that I'm not gonna harm him.
Exactly, because I know I pull Buffy away from people or other dogs, And when I use that bungee, I'm like, oh my gosh, like she's like floating, you know, like she's not being like, oh, like you're being pulled like and like crack her neck or something, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like it makes me feel more at ease than to, you know, feel like I hurt her by doing that. Even with the harness, I see people pulling the harness too, but the harness also can choke, you know?
Yeah.
Depending on how it's designed, so.
You want to know another experience I have with bagels?
With the bungee?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
So one time I was walking bagel around my neighborhood, and then I see like a pimples.
Mm-hmm. Oh, pimple.
Yes. For some reason, I don't know why bagel has this problem. He doesn't care about small dog.
But the big ones, he's like, oh, something
whenever
more
he
intimidating.
see like the medium or bigger size, oh my god, he's into like he will start having like his little boxing.
Maybe he's like, I'm bigger.
He's all having like a little boxing jump, you know, like the boxer. I know.
Oh, bouncing?
Yes, I know. That's how he prepared. He's like he prepared to a battle. He's ready to fight.
Or is he prepared to escape?
No, he's actually prepared to pump that pimples.
He's like puffing his chest out like.
And then, normally I will not be afraid, but then like that day, because the people I already seen multiple times, so we already know each other. But then that day, for some reason, the people wasn't on a leash, so I was actually afraid that bagel.
What, a pit bull not on a leash?
Yeah, he's a gentle pimples.
I mean, I get they're gentle pit bulls, but you should still have them on a leash if you're surrounded by other people and cats and dogs around.
Yeah, he is, but he usually on a leash.
Yeah.
That's why I meant like he usually on a leash, but on that day I don't know why he didn't. I mean, he or she didn't have it.
Maybe he escaped or something.
No, the owner was next to him.
Oh.
Yeah, he was just walking, and then so I saw that, and then guess what? My first reaction was jerking bagel back again.
Oh,
but.
Man. Did he float too?
Oh yeah, he actually
floated, right?
He floated.
It's so cute. Like you can see it in slow motion, like they're floating. Like woo.
And then because it's different, like you know, like Penny mentioned, right? You floated back. It wasn't like a jerking, so he actually turned back.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really hurt him, so he actually want to try again.
He was just like, what happened?
Yeah, what happened? So he tried again. He floated back.
It's like reverse or repeating in situation in circles.
The bungee leash let him do that for like 3 times.
Oh.
Because he was trying for 3
And then he probably got tired. He's like, forget this.
No, he didn't get tired.
Oh, no?
The reason he stopped is because the people is out of his sight.
Oh, he's like, oh, dang, I missed the chance.
So that's why I said, like, you know, when these kind of things happen, I don't have the reaction to, you know, remember what the trainer was showing us in the video, how to retract the leash, like appropriate way.
Yeah.
My first reaction is tricking the cat, and even though I remember, I was like, "Oh, I should do that." No,
you're like, "Oops."
Yeah, oops again. Oops again. I did it 3 times.
You're like, well, it didn't look like it hurt him, and it worked.
And then the reason he keep trying is probably because it didn't really hurt him.
Yeah, it didn't hurt him. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, see, like we do test our stuff, and we try, and we see it in action. We even see it in action with other people, and even the people who buy our stuff who are testing and walking around and at the events trying our product, like they feel the difference, you know, and you know that speaks a lot, right? So you know, I'm not saying like, you know, don't use like a regular leash. Like you can use a regular leash, you know, but you know, don't like just brush away the whole bungee leash because. You know, try it out, see what you think. And we would love to hear what you think about it too, because we're a firm believer in it.
Yes.
For our pets at least. But, you know, I love hearing the different, you know, opinions on it. Yeah. And
do you have any insight from your experience or our customers about the bungee leash?
Yeah. It's funny, like a lot of our customers who are not trainers, they are looking for the bungee because they've seen it before.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they've seen the ones that are like, you know, the ones we usually see that looks more of like a looks less dense as ours. But, you know, it's like the ones you see on Amazon, it looks kind of sporty.
So did you ask them like why was the reason they didn't buy until now? Because I know there's a lot of bungee leash
I
out
didn't
there.
ask them, but I assume it's because like they just didn't get around to it.
I see.
Because, you know, we all shop online and we add things to cart, but we just don't buy it. But the moment we see it in person, we're like, oh, we're interested. You know, we want to see what's going on.
Oh yeah, because this is very important why we do events.
Yeah.
Because we found out that people cannot feel our
Yeah.
product.
Oh, one thing is, someone questioned me about our seatbelt.
I see.
'Cause,
it
you know-
also has a bungee.
Yeah, it also has a
Because
bungee on
I
it.
also created that piece.
Yeah. And I told Ray, like, I need a freaking seatbelt to lock my mom's dog in.
Yeah,
Like,
Bella is little crazy.
yeah, like definitely, but like we didn't realize our bungee, our seatbelt leash, would be so popular because not only can you lock your pet in, but you can convert it into an actual leash, which is amazing. And you can check out our travel kit on our website.
Yes.
But anyways, someone asked me, like, is it even safe to lock your pet onto a seatbelt? And so, what do you think, Ray? Do you think it's safe to lock your pet in a seatbelt?
Before I answer, can I ask you another question?
What?
Because I've been seeing a lot.
What?
Like, I've been seeing a lot of pickup truck because it's summertime, right?
Yeah.
And then they bring their dog and then they just put their dog in a truck.
Yeah.
Without any
Yeah.
protection.
Yeah.
Do you think it's safe? You
No.
just put your dog
And
in.
I'm glad you bring that up because whenever I'm trying to sell our seatbelt at the event, people are like, "Oh, I already have it taken care of." They just like get like strapped into the back like of the truck, like with just like a regular leash on there.
Oh, at
and
least
tight.
he strap it. But
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of,
Yeah.
dog that they can walk around
Yeah.
in the truck.
Well, I mean, they can still walk around. They
Like
just,
without the
yeah.
leash.
Oh no, there's a leash, but like it's
Yeah.
just a rope, A lot of them say they have a situation for their pet already, whether it's they're inside a crate, which is great.
Yeah.
Or they're already sitting in the back of the truck, or they're like, "Oh, my dog doesn't like to sit still."
That's why we created a seatbelt.
But they're like, "No, my dog doesn't sit still, so it's okay for them to roam around." Like that's their reason.
Okay, the reason why I told Penny I want to create a seatbelt for my cat is because Bagel cannot sit still.
Well, it's interesting it's coming from you because
Yeah.
most cat owners tell me, "I don't really care about a seatbelt because my cat's in a crate or a bag anyways."
Okay.
Yeah. so a lot of cat owners, it's not really too popular, but at the same time, it's like, think about it. Like, why do you need to put your cat in a crate? When you have the option to put them on a leash and then put them into the car as is.
So this is how I use my seatbelts because Bagel doesn't like to sit still sometimes in the car, especially like when, the drive is a little bit longer than 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
He usually is very good in the backpack, but then there's like a tiny leash in the backpack. Bagel is already broke it. And then he figured out how to open his little backpack.
Oh, he knows how to open.
Yes.
See, cats are smart.
So he know how to open a little backpack. And then one day we were driving and then Bagel just pop out his head.
Oh my gosh.
And then, usually I will let him walk around if, one of us is paying attention on the cat. But I remember like we were so busy and then I don't have the time to look after Bagel. But then he opened his little backpack.
Oh no.
And then remember last time I shared my cat opened the windows?
Yeah. I hear cats, kids, that's why you gotta childproof the windows.
That's the reason why, Bagel figured out how to open the windows and then the car window go down. And I was like, oh my God, I need to do something for
Lock him in.
Yeah.
Lock him in.
So the first thing, you childproof the windows when you have cat, you have to make sure to do that. And don't think dogs doesn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Please always make sure childproof the windows when you bring your dog or cats out. And that's when I told Penny, like, hey, my pain point is like, my cat is too smart. I need something to strap him down.
Yeah. Yeah. And also those crates, like those hard crates, it doesn't sit in the chairs too well either,
Yes.
And they still move. Like if you step on the brake, it's gonna like topple.
Yes.
So it's like, I know people say, oh, why don't you just put them in a hard crate? They can't escape that, But the thing is like, why do you need to have so many things and it's still not secure? They can be flying inside the crate and hurting themselves inside the crate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like there's so many different like pros and cons to different types of products. But, if you're able to train your pet to be on leash and be okay with the leash, like you don't really have, especially a cat, you don't really have to put them in a bag or crate inside the car.
But for me, I put my cat in the backpack
And still have the seat belt. Yeah.
So when he came out,
Yeah.
we know that at least he is like stuck with the seatbelt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I definitely think having a seatbelt is great. But you still have to answer my question. Is it even safe for my pet to be seatbelted in like that?
Of course.
Like they think like won't it break its neck if it like jerks, or it's or if it's like choking them on their harness.
That's why I add the bungee in there.
Exactly.
Because our human seatbelts, the problem is that whenever we, put a fully stop, we jerk ourselves and then you
get the whiplash.
Yes, you hurt your neck. Some people get headaches. But then there's really nothing you can do for the pet because, I don't know, are you going to like seatbelt your dog as the human way?
No, because you're going to break their bones that way too. You know? And not just that. It's like... Okay, ideally, you want to put the seatbelt on a harness rather than their necks, right? Because your neck is the most, fragile place in your body. Like, of course, you don't want to really hook it there. So if you can, we're not saying you have to, but if you can, put it on the chest, or the back.
Yes.
And also, like, would you rather your pet stay in the car when you step on the brakes, or would you rather your pet be outside the car when you step on the brakes?
Yeah, when they don't have seatbelts on, and then they're just gonna fly out.
Like if your groceries can like topple over, your pet can topple. Yeah. Like when I make a hard turn with my dog, especially in a big car, like Buffy can already feel it, and she's like leaning her body this way to like accommodate the pressure and the gravity and all of it. So like the dogs and cats feel it. You don't know because you're not them.
And also they're much smaller, so you don't know how they feel.
Exactly. So honestly, I would place my money on, securing my pet rather than to just not secure them.
Yeah. I'm not saying our seatbelt is the best solution, but then we are trying to, protect our pet as much as we can. And like I mentioned, right, that's why I added a bungee leash.
Yeah.
And I also add the bungee part to our seatbelt, so at least when we have like crazy accident, they get like a little space, so they don't get yanked.
Yeah, and that's why our seatbelt leash is 1 inch instead of ½ inch. It's also for that sturdiness, because we want to make sure it's like dense enough to keep the pet back without flying too much.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And it's also the length is much shorter.
Yeah, and it's not heavy at all. People think, oh, it's such a thick, like, it won't work for my small pet. It will, because it's less than a pound. Like your pet, you can put accessories on your pet and shirts on your pet. Like,
just look at the people, like
you can put shoes on your pet,
No, during Halloween, right? During Halloween,
costumes.
People
exactly.
put like crazy costume on their pets.
Exactly.
So, and a lot of them are choke hazard.
Exactly. So, our product is light enough for small and big pets, especially the seatbelt with the bungee.
And the heavier parts for the seatbelt is the seatbelt itself. It's gonna be inside the.
Yeah, it's not on the pet.
Yeah. What's that thing called?
The buckle.
Yeah, the buckle.
Yeah, the buckle. Yeah.
Sorry, mom.
And it works for every buckle. It's universal to all buckles in the car. Back, front. Some people tell me some seatbelts they buy, it only works for the front and not the back. But yeah, ours works for all.
Yeah, we make sure that you can work, because I don't know what car you drive, or what our customers.
Oh, and some people go like, oh, is it even strong enough to hold? I'm like, of course. If it buckles in where you are buckling yourself in, like. And you're heavier than your pet, of course, like, it's gonna work. Of course it's gonna be secure,
Yes.
Like, we are buckling it to the most secure place that these car companies have tested.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than you hooking it onto, like, the headrest or something, where the headrest can potentially break off.
Yeah, Penny, I'm really glad that you gathered all those, nice feedback from everyone, either, like, the good or the bad.
Yeah, like, it's great. Like, whether it's bad or good feedback for us, it helps us make better products for people.
Yes.
And we only experience so much, right, with our own pets and seeing other people's with their pets. But if you have like any like feedback, criticisms, we're all for it. We're not saying we're perfect. We're saying we want to hear you, and we want to make things better for you.
Or there's a certain pinpoint that you have that we don't know, please share with us. Like, there's like some little things that Penny didn't know that I have, because I have a cat.
Exactly. And whatever works for her cats actually works for my small pets,
Yes. Like, Penny enjoyed the multi-pet leash, but I don't get that.
I love the multi-pet leash. Like, don't get me started on that. Like, that changed my life. And like, I have a multi-pet leash, don't get me wrong, before we started this business. But like I said, you can only convert it Like, you can't even convert it. Like, I buy a 2-pet leash and it's a 2-pet leash. Like, I can't just walk Buffy when I want to just walk Buffy or just want to walk Yuffie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have to go and grab my 1-dog leash and walk Buffy, you know?
Yeah.
Like, why does it got to be that complicated when you have multi-pet? Which is why we designed the thing what we designed, so that you can interchange, build however you need at that moment. You know, like, I don't actually walk my pets in one way. Like, I can't even take the basic kit and just go with that.
Yeah.
You know, like, with no handle, no body belt, just our leash itself, and go with that.
Well, unfortunately, I don't get a multi-pet because I cats and they always go different directions.
Unless you have those cats that know how to walk uniform. I've seen those on Instagram.
Oh, yes. Those are so cute. Hey, people, if you can do that, can you tell us how to train cats do that? Because I really want to do that.
Yeah, no, like, yeah, you see these cats leashless, walking in the middle of nowhere, like, all uniform. It's like, how?
Or they walk with their dogs.
Yeah. It's interesting, though. Like, I mean, we don't just have, like, bungee leashes. We also have that emergency handle, as you've mentioned.
Yeah.
Only thing is we don't have that for small pets because it just doesn't make sense.
Yes. Because
Like,
you don't need to extra enforcement for the...
Yeah, and
like,
I'm not going to bend down to reach really low to pull that emergency handle for my small dogs, you know?
You will just carry him.
Yeah, I'll just pick her up, or I will use the bungee leash and pull her closer, like you know, gently, so I don't hurt her, you know?
Yeah, this is also another reason why we didn't add emergency handle to our small bungee leashes, because we got customer asking us that too.
Yeah.
Like, how can only big dog get that and I don't?
Yeah, it's because there's no reason, you know? Like, there really isn't any reason unless you really have a really wild dog that, you know, lunges all the time and you really need to, but you won't be needing it down there. You would need it up higher, which ours can still do that if you attach the handle into the middle D-ring of the small leash, the small bungee leash.
But like, to be honest, in reality, if your dog go crazy like a crazy chihuahua, you will just pick him up.
Yeah, that's true. Put him in a...
Because when you're picking up, he will calm down.
Put him in a stroller. The other day I saw a dog in a stroller. He looked so quiet and peaceful, and there's like a ripped hole in the middle of the stroller. And then as another dog approaches, she's like that one. Oh, whoa! No wonder he's in a stroller. He was about to attack.
Yeah, see, this is there's another lifestyle, right?
I'm like, no wonder there's a hole inside on the window of the stroller because he bit it.
Yeah,
I was trying to get out. But yeah, it's really interesting. So I think it just depends on your needs, and you just gotta think a little, like, put a little thought to it, to what would work for you. So,
and Omnipetclub is trying to promote all kinds.
All kinds. Omni means all.
Yeah,
so.
It's like all kind of lifestyle, all kind of pet owners out there. Everyone has different hobby, different lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's why we are encouraging to.
Yep. And so if, like, again, feedback, criticism, you know, a comment, just any thoughts you have, or any other ideas that you want us to create, you know, let us know. You know, we want to build things that will work for you, and that's why we're here.
Yes, and if you like our episode, please subscribe our podcast and give us a great rating.
Yeah, we need more good ratings so we can be searched more often.
Yes, and thank you for listening. Until next time.
Yep. See you later, you guys.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.